What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are you doing out here today on this beautiful Sunday afternoon? If you're watching football, I was one of those people as well, just sitting down, watching some football, enjoying a stress-free type of weekend. Obviously, Thursday night football was not how we imagined it, but latest news that just came out here from the Arizona Cardinals is not good news. Obviously, the game versus the Green Bay Packers, we wanted to win. We were super close at winning at that game, but it didn't happen. That's not the way that the cookie crumbled. That's not the way the dominoes fell for the Arizona Cardinals. But latest news here from the Arizona Cardinals, and it's everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. Here are the headlines. 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 1 hour ago, basically saying reports Kyler Murray has a 1 to 3 week sprained ankle. Report dealing with ankle injury, could miss week 9 versus the 49ers. Report Cardinals QB Kyler Murray has an ankle sprain that could be 1 to 3 week issue. Oh, brother, here we go. Here we go. Now, when we saw him go down in that in that Green Bay Packer game, I thought something was off. I definitely thought something was off because he was limping. He didn't seem comfortable back there. Obviously, that game didn't turn out the way we wanted it to turn out. But I think the biggest takeaway we have here is that we might have a bigger problem than just losing week 8 against the Green Bay Packers, ladies and gentlemen. We might not have Kyler Murray versus the San Francisco 49er game. And that right there it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Now, this is the third straight. This is true. Well, obviously, I think it's true. I think this is a true report. I do think Kyler Murray is hurt. Now, is it the extent of him being out 1 through 3 weeks? Or is it not? Are they using this to kind of, throw a wrench in the plans of, the San Francisco 49ers? Because as you all know, week 9 versus the Arizona Cardinals, we have a San Francisco 49er team that is coming off a win, I believe. I know they went ahead and they played against the Chicago Bears. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So they're coming off a win. So they're still 3-4 in this division. Now, are they going to be, in contention to win the NFC West? Probably not. But can they, sneak in a wild card? Probably. I mean, there's still 7+ games left in the season left. And honestly, sky's the limit for any team that's going to be able to make a run here. But biggest news that are coming out right now, ladies and gentlemen, that's coming out everywhere is Kyler Murray has a sprained ankle and he could possibly be out 1 to 3 weeks. Now, let's go ahead and let me give a big shout out here to my first super chat of the day. Appreciate the super chat. It's going to be from my guy, Sean Marks. Appreciate you. He says, we have a fairly serviceable backup in Colt McCoy, and Hudson should be back. Let him rest. Come back in a few weeks. We'll be okay. All right. Well, that's positive. That's completely positive. And I agree with what you are saying there. I like Colt McCoy and what he can do with our offense. I think my concern here is 3 straight years Kyler Murray is hurt type of thing. Now, obviously, we all know he's our franchise quarterback. Obviously, we know that we wouldn't be anywhere without Kyler Murray this year. But for him to be hurt again, it is a little cause for concern. Now, this is not going to be something to do with, oh, we shouldn't extend him or hey, we shouldn't be no, he's going to be our franchise quarterback. He's going to be that person for the Arizona Cardinals. But it's a little concerning. It's a little concerning for 3 straight years of him possibly being hurt again. Now, best time, I guess, for this to happen, if this is going to be something where he is going to have to miss some games, I guess this would be the best time. I mean, obviously, we don't want him hurt, obviously, right? But the Arizona Cardinals right now, the next few games, obviously, we have, the Cardinals versus the 49ers next Sunday. The following Sunday after that is the Panthers versus the Cardinals. And then after that is going to be the Seahawks versus the Cardinals. And then we have a bye week. So we have 3 games back to back, all Sundays, 2:00 time, Arizona time. 49ers, Panthers, and Seahawks. Now, if you look at those guys' records, they don't have the best records, but like I've been saying this whole time, ladies and gentlemen, any given Sunday, any given Sunday, because if it wasn't like that, then we probably wouldn't have lost against the Green Bay Packers, which honestly, that Green Bay Packers game, they came out and they executed their plan perfectly. They came out and they executed their game plan absolutely perfectly. So kudos to them. They didn't need Devontae Adams. They didn't need Adam Lazard. I still feel confident that if we do see them in the playoffs, we can still beat them. I just think that they went ahead and executed their game plan. They did a very, very good job about it. But another super chat we have from my guy Chris Cummings. Appreciate you, man. Let me get you a quick shout out here. He says, worst comes to worst, we have a wild card spot. But as long as Kyler is healthy by then, I'm completely fine with this. Colt's got this. All right. All right. I respect that. Okay. So it seems like everybody seems to be kind of in the cool, calm, cool, and collected, which, hey, at the bottom line, there's nothing that we're going to be able to do to prevent his injuries. Obviously, if you guys watch the Green Bay Packers game, we all know where this came from. It was when he was in the red zone and he ended up taking the ball in his own hands, and I think he ended up losing a yard or he didn't gain anything, and the rest is kind of history from there. But that's where he sustained this injury, ankle injury. Once he got up from that, he was obviously limping, and we've all seen all the memes, man. We've all seen the memes of AJ Green. There was one of them that said, your controller was disconnected. There was a lot of them with a lot of gifs, basically people being angry. We heard it all. We've heard it all is what I'm trying to say. Now, Colt McCoy, I think he's definitely our best backup quarterback that we've had since Kyler Murray's been our starting quarterback. Correct me if I'm wrong. His first year was Brett Hundley. No, I apologize. Brett Hundley was the best. I don't know. Actually, that's a toss-up. I'm going to ask you guys. Who do you think is our best quarterback? I mean, obviously, we haven't seen Colt McCoy completely in this offense full throttle, but who do you guys think is the best backup quarter to Kyler Murray? Would you say Brett Hundley or would you say Colt McCoy? Put it in the comments below. But regardless, whoever you like best, it's an apple to an orange. They're both very serviceable. I think Colt McCoy can definitely run this offense, not as efficient as Kyler Murray. Obviously, he's probably not going to be able to make those dime, crazy passes, but maybe we don't need that. Maybe we don't need that. Maybe we can go into this game and really say, we're going to do everything we possibly can to make sure our run game gets going. Because, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I feel like when Kyler Murray's on the field, our run game disappears. If we're not blowing out a team, our run game disappears. And obviously, I 110% believe that if we don't have a run game, we become one-dimensional. We can still win games, but we won't look as pretty offensively. And I think one of the biggest things as to why we lost this game versus the Green Bay Packers, I'm not even taking the credit away from the Green Bay Packers. They executed their game plan to a T. They came out and they ran the ball down our throats. They passed the ball, in a little bit of trick plays here and there. They did a very, very good job. But I think for the Cardinals, we needed to see more Connor. We needed to see more Chase Edmonds rushing the ball. I mean, granted, we've seen Chase Edmonds make some really good plays receiving the ball, but I think that we need to make sure that that doesn't disappear. Big shout out here. We got another super chat from Chatson McGraw. Appreciate the super chat, my guy. He says, this year will be special if we can stay healthy, but damn, that loss still stings. 100%. 100%. I'm right there with you. I didn't want to do anything Friday. I didn't want to do anything Saturday because it still lingered. It still lingered to the fact that Kyler Murray wielded this team on his back, and we could have gotten this win against the Green Bay Packers. And unfortunately, AJ Green didn't turn around. But it's history. You know what I mean? We're 7-1. I would rather be 7-1. I'd rather be 7-1 than 1-7, 4-3, 4-4, anything like that. So we're still in a very, very good spot at this very moment as Cardinal fans. I think Colt McCoy can definitely come out and show out and do very, very well for our team. Best case scenario, well, actually, best case scenario here, this is all smoke. This is all a ploy for the San Francisco 49ers to really come into this game saying, who are we going to play at quarterback? We've seen it ourselves with the 49ers coming in our place. They asked, or we've asked multiple times, who are we going to play? Is it going to be Trey Lance? Is it going to be Jimmy Garoppolo? And they love to keep it down there. They love to keep it in the down low. We might be doing the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. I remember the press conference of Kyler Murray when they asked him, are you okay? Or, what happened? He said, yeah, I don't know what happened. Miscommunication probably, but I'm okay. He said that he was fine. And now news is coming out here, that Kyler Murray can possibly have a sprained ankle and can possibly be out 1 to 3 weeks. And obviously, as an Arizona Cardinal fan, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it at all, especially because the San Francisco 49ers just beat the Chicago Bears. So they're coming off a high right now. They're coming off a win. They're feeling themselves right now. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to be in a spot where we do not have Kyler Murray. But I agree with what you guys are saying. I do. Maybe let's rest him up. Let's see what we can do. In the best case scenario, it's smokescreen. But second best case scenario, he's gone for 1 week. And we can have him against the Panthers. And then we can have him against the Seahawks. Because let's be honest, Russell Wilson might be coming back in the Seahawks game as well. And then we just had the Panthers beat the Atlanta Falcons. So there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams right now clawing to find a spot in the wild card spot right now. They might not win their division, but there's a lot of teams right now clawing at the bit to see if they can pull off a wild card spot. And right now, being that Kyler Murray might be hurt for 1 to 3 weeks with a sprained ankle, it sucks. I would love to win this division, the NFC West, but this is definitely not a step in the right direction at all. Big shout out to my guy Chaddison McGraw, again, another super chat. Appreciate you, man. He says, I watched anime and got over it. AJ is a stud too, so I'm glad he is here. Colt looked good, so I'm excited still. Oh, here we go. Chad-a-son. Oh, Chad-a-son. Chad-a-son is the pronunciation. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. Chad-a-son. There you go. I watched anime and got over it. I don't know if you meant anime, but I definitely have no doubt that AJ Green is going anywhere. He's just definitely a stud. He's gotten us basically in the red zone. It's just an unfortunate miscommunication. And I know there's a lot of people bagging on him. Don't listen to those trolls. They're probably not Cardinal fans anyways. So appreciate the super chat, my guy. Chad-a-son. Thank you so very much. But here we go. Another chance for the Arizona Cardinals to fight adversity here. Another chance for the Arizona Cardinals to fight adversity. What are we going to do here? Colt McCoy, I'm excited. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do in this offense. I want to see, but if that does happen, I would love to see more James Conner. I would love to see more Chase Edmonds. Bring them all in. Get that run game going, because I can almost promise you the San Francisco 49ers, they played us tough the very first matchup. They played us very, very tough the first matchup. And I'm pretty sure they're trying to, crawl up the bit and trying to get an extra win because Kyler Murray isn't, or possibly isn't, available. Oh, got it. Gotcha. Chad-a-son, appreciate you. I was talking about how I coped over the loss. Oh, gotcha. So you watched anime. That makes sense. Honestly, how I coped with it, I didn't watch any media at all. Like the national media, didn't watch anything. Because I promise you, all the headlines that were going out there were saying that the Cardinals weren't legit. They were probably saying that, Aaron Rodgers is, MVP type of player. He does this all the time, blah, 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 blah. And I just didn't want to hear it. So the way I coped with it, I just watched movies. I just watched movies. Honestly, Friday was pretty rough. I had a hard time sleeping on Thursday night. Friday was pretty rough. Saturday was kind of starting to heal, but it still kind of hurts till the day. It does. I'm not going to lie to you. Another shout out here to my guy, Edward Ramirez, with the $1.99 donation. Appreciate you, man. He says, we just need someone on D to stop the run. Yeah, you're right. 100%. And I think this right here, what you're saying, my guy, is something that a lot of people aren't really talking about because we're 7-1. But the Arizona Cardinals have a big problem in defense. They really, really do. And that is they can't stop the run. And obviously with J.J. Watt being out, now there was also word coming out there because, Cliff Kingsbury is refusing to say that, J.J. Watt is going to be out through the entirety of the season. There might be hope at the end of the tunnel. Maybe J.J. Watt might come later towards the season. Does he need surgery? Yes, he does. But his recovery time might be a lot shorter than we think. They're keeping it up in the air right now. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not happy with what I'm seeing with Jordan Phillips, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really not. Now, granted, we most likely will be getting Rashad Lawrence back. Cool. But the people that we have right now, I don't know. We're just not getting the job done. And if we're going to be playing a team like the San Francisco 49ers that knows how to play us because they're within our division, I promise you, their number one game plan is going to be exactly what they saw the Green Bay Packers do to us. They're going to run the ball down our throats, and they're going to play action us to Deebo Samuels. That's what they're going to do. So we need to make an adjustment, and we need to make it fast. Because it's not just this 49ers game, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Panthers coming right after them, and then we have the Seahawks right after them. We got 3 solid weeks of teams that are not doing great in terms of record, but it's any given Sunday. So they can come out and punch us in the mouth. And I don't want another mid-season crash to happen like last year. Now, I get it. We're a different team. But adversity is hitting the Arizona Cardinals right now. We're facing them right now in the face, and we're saying, what are we going to do? And do I want the Arizona Cardinals to pull a move off in this trade deadline? Yeah, I do. I would love for them to pull off a move in this trade deadline. I want them to maybe get a run stopper because that's going to be something that needs to get done. Definitely needs to get done. Let me go and give a big shout out to my guy, Cam King. Appreciate the super chat, my guy. He says, sign Cam Newton. No. I don't know what else to say other than no. I'm okay with Colt McCoy. I think Colt McCoy will do a good job. Now, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, we have to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this also might be something where the Arizona Cardinals might be putting this, this information out because they want the San Francisco 49ers to be in that mindset of, oh my goodness, who are we gonna play? Are we gonna play Kyler Murray? Or are we gonna play Colt McCoy? Because they're kind of two different types of quarterbacks, and that can work out to our advantage. So we can still very well see Kyler Murray this coming Sunday. Obviously, next Sunday, I apologize. But right now, the word is this. The word is reports are saying that Kyler Murray has a sprained ankle and he can possibly be out for 1 to 3 weeks. But we'll see what happens, right? We've seen reports multiple different times come out from a lot of different sources. And come Sunday, come Thursday, come Monday, we're looking at a whole different thing. There was reports saying that Chandler Jones lost 15 pounds by Jay Glazer. And this guy shut it. Chandler Jones is like, no, that's not true. You know what I mean? So reports are reports. Is Kyler Murray going to be in their injury report this week? Probably. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens here. We got the Bengals just lost to the Jets. Wow. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much for letting me know. Good job, Jets, right? Bengals are now 5-3. I know they were the leaders, the number 1 seed in the AFC. So Good job, Jets. Hey, and that's with a no Zach Wilson type of team. So good job, Jets. So let's keep on reading into the comments here. Let's see what you guys have to say. If the confidence level between you and Colt McCoy is very, very good, let me know in the comments. If you're in panic mode, what are we going to do type of situation, let me know in the comments. If you think the Arizona Cardinals should pull a trigger and make a trade this coming Tuesday, because this is when the trade deadline is going to be. This coming Tuesday is the trade deadline, ladies and gentlemen. We need to figure out if the Cardinals are going to make a move or not. I would love for them to do so, and I would love for them to get a run stopper because we need some help. We need some help. All right, let's take it to the comments here. Let's see what you guys have to say. Supreme Goat, what's up, Supreme? He says, we got to make a trade. All right. Yeah, I agree. And I know one of the biggest things that a lot of people are talking about is, hey, there's no cap space. Cap space or a situation. But ladies and gentlemen, we've seen teams move around cap space. We've seen teams do a lot of different things to cap space to where it works. Renegotiations. Some people say cap space is a myth. But whatever the situation is, I do think that the Arizona Cardinals, if they would like to make a pull out of Fletcher Cox, add a different player that, can stop the run on our defensive line, I do think that they will do it. But we'll see. Let's keep on reading to the comments here. MGO says, hope K1 is okay. I agree, man. I agree. Obviously, without K1, I think one of the biggest things here that we're missing is K1's explosiveness. If we do see Drew Stanton, I'm not Drew. What am I talking Drew Stanton? I see Drew Stanton on the comments, and I'm saying Drew Stanton. I'm sorry, Colt McCoy. I think we can do a very, very good job if Colt McCoy is on there, and I do think that we can emphasize our run game if we do have Colt McCoy in there a lot better. Because we don't have to have Kyler Murray make these big, explosive splash plays. So, it might work out. It might work out. Big shout out to my guy MGO with the super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. He says, I know this is off topic, but do you think Chandler Jones is going to get his extension? He hasn't done anything since week 1. Great question, man. Great question. Let me get you a big thank you for everybody that super chatted so far. Appreciate you. Let me get you the baby wet dab. Got him! Got him! Appreciate the super chat, everybody. Now, this is a great question. A very, very good question. I think people has reached out to me earlier in the season, and I was the guy that was like hashtag, pay the man. But now we're going into week 9, and Chandler Jones hasn't done anything. I'm concerned. Now, whether you say that this is Chandler Jones saying, I'm not going to do anything until I get paid, or this is Chandler Jones maybe just not being productive anymore. We never know as fans. That's the worst part. It's going to have to be a decision that the Arizona Cardinal organization is probably going to have to do. But we can also pay for it at the end of the day. So, do I want the Arizona Cardinals to extend Chandler Jones? Now, earlier in the season, I would have said yes. And I'm talking about week 1 through probably week 5, week 6. But by this time right now, since we're looking at week 8, we're going into week 9. I apologize. I'm a little I'm kind of like right here. And the biggest reason as to why I'm like this is because we need to make sure that we get a deal done with Kyler. Kyler is number 1 most important person to get a deal done. Kyler Murray. And then there's also the topic is, should we sign, Christian Kirk? Last year, if you would have asked me this, I would say no. No Christian Kirk. Let him test free agency and let's see what he does. But he's had a really good season so far, and I like him in the slot. Now, if we choose to stick with him, I say keep him in the darn slot. Do not do anything cute, Arizona Cardinals. Keep him in the slot. Let's see what we can do about maybe getting another outside receiver, in the next season to come, because maybe AJ Green won't be available. Who knows? But I don't want to do anything dumb. Whatever's working right now with Christian Kirk is best when he's in the slot. Let's keep on reading into the comments here. Appreciate the super chats. Let's see here. Yes, and that's not even to mention DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins was held out through most of the entirety. Well, not most of a good majority of the game versus the 49ers. He was held out a good majority. And we've seen what our offense looked like without DeAndre Hopkins. I wasn't that happy. I really wasn't. Now, granted, the Green Bay Packers played us very, very well. Our offensive line looked like Swiss cheese again. And I'm really, really hoping and counting the days that we have Rodney Hudson back. Because, yes, that one piece in Rodney Hudson really makes a big deal. Really makes a huge deal. We need to make sure that we get Rodney Hudson back. Big focal point in our offensive line, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to my guy Seth Carpenter with another super chat. Appreciate you, man. Says, hey, Mike, I think Kyler Murray will return next week. If not, Colt McCoy will start for him. Also, a few days ago, I hurt my lateral. Oh, that's terrible. Well, hopefully you're doing good, my guy. Thanks for the super chat. Sorry about that. That sounds like it sucks. Rest up, man. Get better soon. Keenan, what's up, Keenan? He says our offense was bad because of Josh Jones, not because of Sean Harlow. Well, I mean, Sean Harlow also did another botch snap. And granted, ladies and gentlemen, keep this in mind. Our offensive line wasn't the fault of one person. It was the inexperience of Sean Harlow because there was some moments of broken coverage. And obviously, Josh Jones is probably the number one guy that I'm looking at and being like, what are you doing out there? He's the frustrating part. But I could almost promise you, I could almost assure you that if Rodney Hudson comes back, Josh Jones will do better. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's basically just the presence of Rodney Hudson. I don't know if it's because he tells them where to go and he makes sure that everybody's in the right position. I don't know what it is. But Josh Jones did a very, very good job when Rodney Hudson was in. Our offensive line needs to hold, and we need to keep Kyler Murray upright because we don't want another situation like we're dealing with right now, ladies and gentlemen. We do not want this to happen again. For the new people that are just showing up right now, here's the latest news. The reports, we have one for 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, and 1 hour ago, being about Kyler Murray. So, we'll see. Keep on reading to the comments here. We need Hudson. Yes, we do. Josh Jones is a bust. I don't think he's a bust. I really do like Josh Jones, but he really needs to get his things together. I don't think he's a bust, though. I wouldn't call him a bust quite yet. Let's see what my guy Corey Austin has to say, because I want to see us go after offensive linemen more than anything, because they're struggling lately. Some of our defense are tired of our corners playing. Yeah. Oh, great comment, man. Yeah, I agree. I think this next draft class, and like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about the draft, but I would love for the Cardinals to maybe get somebody in the trenches, either offensively or defensively. Because I do think we need some pieces. I think if we can stay healthy of our starting line, I think we have a very, very solid offensive line. Very solid. It kind of leads me to believe, why the heck did we even release Lamont Gilliard? That still kind of boggles my mind as to why we released him, because we can definitely use him right now because he plays guard too. Let's keep on reading to the comments here. Jordan, what's up, Jordan? We get back. We get back Rodney Hudson now. Keep Colt McCoy healthy. Okay, yeah, I think Rodney Hudson will most likely be coming back. Yes, Rodney Hudson will most likely be coming back this coming week, right? Fingers crossed. Lynn Orn says, is Collins okay? I haven't heard anything new from Zaven Collins personally. I know it didn't look good, but I don't know. I know it was a shoulder injury, but we didn't really have any updates. Just keep in mind also that because we have more time between the next game, they don't really give us that information like off the bat right now. We'll most likely hear something maybe next week. If it's something bigger than we think, then most likely next week we'll hear something. But yes, it was a shoulder injury. Yep. CB, what's up, CB? It says defense got to hit the trenches or look more at their game film. So many missed tackles and playing the run causes Kyle Shanahan will attack our weakness, just like Green Bay. This exactly. CB hitting it on the nail on the head. Boom. This right here, what was put on game tape from what the Green Bay Packers did to us, is basically what a lot of teams are going to be doing. And it's up to us to make the adjustments. It's up to us to get the route personnel on the field to stop the darn run. Because I can almost promise you it's going to be the exact same thing. Run, game action play. Play action, throw it to Debo, trick play, run. And we can't stop the run. We're not going anywhere. So we'll see. We got my guy Otis says, yo, just got here. Kyler's going to be out. So to answer your question, Otis, right now, the latest reports that are going out right now is basically that Kyler Murray has sustained a sprained ankle. And he most likely will be, not most likely, but he can possibly be out 1 to 3 weeks. Now, whether you believe that he's going to be out, we also got to take into consideration this also might be a smokescreen. This might be something that, the Arizona Cardinals are doing because they want to throw a wrench in the plans of the San Francisco 49ers. That might be a possibility too. So we might see Kyler Murray this coming Sunday, or we might not. But I'm happy with Colt McCoy. I like what he's doing. And I do think if Colt McCoy does play, we'll be able to see our run game that I've been wanting to see more consistently. And I feel like when we do have Kyler and we're not blowing people out, our run game kind of disappears. Let's keep on reading to the comments here. Jordan, what's up, Jordan? Jimmy Garoppolo isn't that good. I ain't worried about him. Okay. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but the only issue here is that the Arizona Cardinals 7-1 right now, obviously a great record, but the possibility of us going 7-2. Oh, that really kind of irks me. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel like this race to the NFC West is so tight that obviously I would love to be the number 1 seed. Could the Arizona Cardinals sustain this type of, success? We all knew that injuries were going to happen. We all knew that injuries were going to happen. Football is a very, very tough sport, physical, tough type of sport, and we're now in the spot where we're hitting adversity. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right now, it's a wait and see type of thing right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's not official. It's not Kyler Murray is going to be out. Right now, the news that came out is saying that he can possibly be out for 1 to 3 weeks. Let's get my guy CB coming back here. He says, unpopular opinion. Even though he's coming back with a knee injury late last season, but Dennis Gardeck has been disappointing to say the least. He has proved me wrong. Hope he proves me wrong. Still got time in the season. Well, yeah. I think the whole Dennis Gardeck thing is the unfortunate part of we have our starters out there, and the only really time Gardeck will have an opportunity on the field is when they're probably resting up or in special teams, because he's primarily a special teams guy. And obviously we've seen him on the defense when Chandler Jones was hurt. But now that he's back in the groove of things and we have Kennard, and we have the other pass rushers that we have, Marcus Golden, it's hard to get him on the field on a consistent basis. And you kind of need to be out there consistently to make sure that you get your stuff. So it's not so much on him personally, but yeah, it's just kind of unfortunate for him. All right, let's keep on reading to the comments here. Lagoon, what's up, Lagoon? It says, I think Gardeck's still getting up to speed coming back a bad knee injury. Yeah, I agree. Jean-Paul, Gardeck, yeah, I agree. Exactly. Jean-Paul saying the same thing. Yep, Gardeck had a ACL tear, so it takes him about a year to fully heal. Exactly. So although he's back, he probably isn't feeling exactly up to par like we've all loved to see him at. Let's see what my guy. Oh, here we go. Super chat coming in. Appreciate you again. Another super chat from MGO. Appreciate that. MGO says Buddha, Dennis, Chandler Jones, except for week 1, have been disappointing. Wow. Well, Chandler Jones, I agree. Dennis Gardick, like I said a little earlier, I don't really think it's 100% his fault, just because he's not really known as the starter of our defense, and he's got limited snaps. Budda Baker, on the other hand, I think Budda Baker's doing very well, personally. I don't see a lot of film. Like, I don't really, I mean, I've just watched the game on Sundays and stuff like that, but I don't really think Buddha's doing that bad, personally, in my opinion. Chandler Jones, on the other hand, you might be right, man. Somebody's asked me, do you think we should extend Chandler now? If you would have asked me earlier in the season, maybe week 4, week 5, I would have said, yes, pay the man. But now, right now, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Chandler Jones. He really has disappeared on us. And any pressure on quarterbacks is nowhere to be seen. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Seth Carpenter with another super chat. Appreciate you. Says, hey, Mike, me and Kyler will get some rest. So I went to the doctor today. They said I might have a Ooh. Yeah, you definitely told me this a little earlier, man. I hope you're a speedy recovery. Appreciate the super chat, man. All right. Let's keep on reading to the comments here. Let's see. Buddha's not making as many splash plays because Isaiah Simmons is there. Cash Rich says, what? He's probably answering somebody else. Let's keep on reading to the other comments. Jordan P. What's up, Jordan P? He says, let Kyler rest 1 week. I'd rather be 7-2 at worst with Kyler Murray healthy than 8-1 and Kyler Murray with a serious injury. That's fair. That's fair. So let me ask you guys this question. Is the NFC West not something that you guys want to win? Not so much not want to win, but is it something where you just want to get into the playoffs and that's it? Or are you trying to get the NFC West under your belt? What are your guys' thoughts on, yes, I agree with what you're saying. You know, obviously the health of Kyler Murray is the best thing that we need throughout the entirety of the season. So resting him 1 week playing the 49ers can possibly get us an L because, yeah, Colt McCoy is going to be there. I like him as a quarterback, but he's not Kyler. But my question to you guys is, I think obviously everybody wants to win the NFC West. Obviously, right? If you're going to ask any average Joe, an average fan saying out there, if you want to win the NFC West or your division, they're going to say, yeah, absolutely. But in the case of this situation right now, how do you feel about it? Let's ATK says McCoy, time for the next 2 games, in my opinion. Okay. Wow. All right. Justin, what's up, Justin? Says, with seeing how our receivers played without Hopkins, do you think it's time to beg Larry Fitzgerald to come back? No, I don't think so. And the thing is with Larry Fitzgerald, I love him as much as any other Cardinal fan who's been watching the Cardinals for quite some time. I just don't think Larry Fitzgerald would really help, if that makes sense. I mean, we had Zach Ertz. We have, Christian Kirk, AJ Green. No, I think it was just a bad game. It sucks to see our receivers look the way that we did. I agree with you there. But no, if Larry does decide to come back, it's got to be on a very, very low minimum type of deal to see if we can get him the ring that he deserves. But no, I'm okay with our wide receiving core right now. Lagoon Road says, I hate it when we lose to the 49ers and Seahawks. And see, that's my problem too. And I think that's why my mind's skewed right now. MGO, I just want to go to the playoffs. Okay, that's fair. Corey Austin, I would be okay with the division, but most important, making the playoffs. Okay. Get Josh Jones off the field. He'll wreck us again. That's fair. Part of me thinks that AJ had money on Thursday's night game and threw it away like the movie, The Last Boy Scout win. Wow. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. I hope not. I mean, that would kind of suck, right? I mean, that would kind of suck as a teammate for anything like that. It was really weird, though. It was really, really weird. Jean Paul, what's up? Get to the playoffs. AZ people sell their tickets to other fans anyways. Hope That's fair. That's fair, John Paul. That's fair. He says, get to the playoffs. That's his number one thing. He says, AZ people, Arizona people, sell their tickets to other fans anyways. Hope home field won't help us. Dang. That's a jab to Arizona fans, but you're pretty much right there. Got to be smart. Rusty injured. We need another beast in defensive line. That's exactly what I want to. I want another defensive lineman, one that can stop the freaking run. We also gotta have to put some fall over to like Jordan Hicks. We got to put some fall over to Isaiah Simmons as well, being that they are our primary linebackers as well. We got to put some fault on them as well. We need to stop the run, and we have a lot of linebackers doing that, and we're just not getting the job done right now. Not getting the job done. Lagoon, he says AJ is a pro doggy. He was blocking. I agree. I think it was miscommunication too. MGO says we can't tackle. Let's keep on reading here. Seth says, I think our team will be fine if we just get the number 1 seed in the NFC West. All right. Jordan P, what's up, dude? Says an ankle sprain won't be healthy in a week. He would be at risk for a major injury. And at 7-2, we still have a shot with the division. And since we play the Rams again. Yeah, I mean, the Rams have a pretty tough schedule as well. I mean, they have not the whole schedule, but they do have a tough stretch coming their way as well. So, and that's including the Titans. They also have the Ravens later on in their season as well. So, you might be right. You might be right there. Justin says they're undercutting Ertz with plays. I see him on the sidelines way too much. The thing with Ertz is that he just barely came in. He just barely came in. I hope because this loss happened against the Green Bay Packers, we have Cliff Kingsbury going to the drawing board. We have specific plays for Zach Ertz. We have specific plays for other wide receivers other than, DeAndre Hopkins. Because I'm right there with you. Somebody asked me, do you feel like it's a concern that our wide receivers looked mediocre, looked bad when DeAndre Hopkins wasn't on the field? I would say let's see it more consistently. Let's see it like maybe more weeks straight, more than anything. But I hope we learn from this loss. Sometimes you can learn a lot from your team from a loss, a lot more than a win. So I hope because we got this first loss under our belt, Cliff Kingsbury, Vance Joseph can really go down in the drawing boards and really say, this is what we need to do from now on. Because if you look at our defense right now, I don't think it takes a brain science to really know that our defense is lacking in stopping the run. And I feel like that's what they need to work on. Stop the darn freaking run. In our offense, don't have the run game disappear randomly. You know what I mean? I mean, when we're blowing people out, obviously our run game is more apparent. But when we're not blowing people out, I feel like the run game just kind of disappears. All right, keep on reading to the comments. All right, let's read a couple more comments here. We're going to end the stream here pretty soon. Just wanted to do a short stream, nothing too crazy on the Sunday. I know there's a lot of people watching football right now as well, and I'm probably going to go back to the football watching here as well. So we'll read a few more comments, and then we're going to go ahead and end this live stream. Justin, what's up, Justin? He says, I understand that, but the drive they used in Ertz, he dominated, and then we didn't see anything from him. Yeah, that's fair. No, and I agree. I completely agree. Ertz should be used more. I agree. Especially in a game that we saw versus the Green Bay Packers, you would think that the coaching staff would put their light bulb on and be like, oh, snap, our wide receivers aren't getting it done. We got DeAndre Hopkins hurt. Why not do a lot more down the middle type of plays? Why not do a lot more, quick plays, hooks, slants, stuff that Zach Ertz can do? I agree with you. I'm right there with you, my guy. Let's keep on reading to the comments here. I am Bear. What's up, dude? He says, no trade will happen. Just got to get healthy. Learn from the L. Peters will be back, and hopefully Rashad Lawrence. Well, Rashad Lawrence and Peters, I think Peters just came off the injured list, so hopefully that means we might see him this coming game. But I would hope that we will be bringing somebody in because I feel like we need it. I understand the thought of being very confident with our team being 7-0, but down the stretch, this is going to be what's going to determine our team from the pretenders right here. We made it 7-0. We're 1 to 2 games away from, or 2 games away from beating our record last year. This is when we need to really kind of, obviously we're not going to do anything too crazy, but if we can get a solid run stopper, if we can get somebody, good, I don't think anybody would hate it. Corey Peters will help. Rashad Lawrence, I think, will help as well, but I don't think we have anybody in the middle of our line like we had a Darnell Dockett, like we had Calais Campbell, like we had Robin Kondichi. Just kidding about that. Now, nobody likes Robin Kondichi. I'm talking about Darnell Dockett, and I'm talking about Calais Campbell. We don't have anybody in the middle of the line. Jordan Phillips, to me, wasted contract. Wasted contract. I'm glad he came back. I'm glad he's not injured. Nothing. He does nothing for me. So, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. We have Chris Streveler time. No, sir. No Chris Streveler time. No, it's Colt McCoy time. If this happens, if Kyler Murray does have to miss 1 week, it's Colt McCoy time. And I'm excited. I want to see what this looks like, because that is a very serviceable backup quarterback that we brought in this year. All right, guys, appreciate everybody for joining here. Thank you. Just to recap real quick, latest source rumors that are coming out right now, that Kyler Murray sustained a sprained ankle and he can possibly miss 1 to 3 weeks. It's not 100%. It's not certain. It's not saying Kyler Murray is out versus the 49ers. It's a possibility. We all seen him limp off the field against the Green Bay Packers. We all know what play he ended up getting hurt on. We'll see what happens for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward. We're going to follow the story very, very closely. It might be Colt McCoy time, or we can see Kyler Murray come back and put up a clinic. We'll see. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy all the games that are going on right now. Thank you, everybody. Hope Kyler Murray's okay. In my personal opinion, if he does need a rest, no worries. Colt McCoy time. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. That's all I got. And as always, go Cards.